Yo, what's going on, Donnies and Donettes? We are back again for another juicy one. Hey, this is another fantastic guest, guys. He's come back again for round two. It's when I mean, guys, the gems inside here, and there's a lot of banter as well, so you're gonna enjoy this one. This guy who's come on before, I'm not gonna say he was gonna wait until he comes back, you know what I'm saying? But this guy has scaled a mobile DJ business to 6 figures plus. And when we say 6 figures, we're not just saying 100 grand, we're saying way more closer to the 500,000. Guys, 500,000 through mobile DJing. Come on, man. We've got some gems of how he got there and how he's done it. And also, we're going to be looking at some of the multi-op and some different ideas of maybe how to run and scale a multi-op from less than 100 grand to way plus over 100 grand. So I really hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Mobile DJ Masterclass. Anyway, let's not waste the people's time too far. You know the drill, guys. Let's roll the goddamn VT. Back by public demand, we have the main man himself, Euan Lawrence from Tartan Entertainment. Hey. Oh, he's got something for us. He's got, yeah, he's in the building. How you doing, man? How you doing, bro? No, I can't hear you.
Oh, I got the upgrades.
He's got upgrades. No more road mic.
Let's go.
If you guys remember last time, you were saying he had the microphone in the glass with the sock. Could you guys remember? And now look, he's got the proper.
This is it, man.
MV7.
Probably.
Yeah,
Amazon. I just typed in podcast microphone. This thing came up.
This thing came up.
That's all. It came with a kit. I was like, I'll have that. Thanks very much. Bang. Done. Now, mate, I'm launching my own podcast. Screw it. Why not, eh?
Why not? You're ready, bruv. You've got everything. You've got the backdrops. You've got everything you need now, bruv. You are.
Well, do you know what? This will just be me. This will just be me in the studio talking to myself on a podcast. Hey, this is it. I got the effects and everything. This is. Anybody listening, I just dropped some confetti. I just dropped some rain. Yeah. If you're not watching this, you're not even getting the full effect.
You're not even getting the full things that Euan's putting. You're not seeing the mic changes. Guys, that's what I'm saying. You have to be checking it out on YouTube or make sure you check it out on Spotify, YouTube.
We talked about investing in the last podcast, investing in yourself. I went away, I listened to it, and I was like, that sounds, pardon my French, no, keep it clean. Keep it clean. It sounds rubbish.
Yeah.
Right? It sounds terrible. So I was like, I could hear myself moving around and everything. Now I got a nice rug for the movement. I got a nice mic to make myself sound better. I've even got a fancy light. Let me see if I can turn this up. Ooh, too bright. But yeah, IKEA, 20 odd quid. Get yourself a proper setup.
I'm actually going to get this thing. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to link it in the description. Let me put a note
do that.
We're going to link it in the description. The light that Euan is using at the moment, and it's a phone stand. I'm going to be getting it also because I think it's going to definitely help me with something I'm doing. And if you're doing any filming, talking, content at home, this is a major key.
This is very good. Very good.
It is.
Man.
When you were showing it to me, I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to get that. Literally after the show, I'm driving up the road and I'm going to go and grab it.
It was one of the other... It was one of the DJs, Paddy, that works for us at Tartan. He told me about it because we experimented. After this, I was like, I was using this app. The next minute, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, the two of us I was trying out the microphone. I downloaded Riverside. Got this because he said it. It's very good. This setup is now. Once I get the light situation sorted, mate, like. There's no excuses now not to make videos.
No,
I just need to work on the table. Like you've got this issue too. The table, the table.
Yeah, same. If I shake it, that's that. Yeah, and I've got to try and get a different way. But we'll get there. To be fair, bruv, you've come leaps and bounds from the last episode to now. Jesus Christ, bruv,
I got one of these. You got must tables as well. Ready?
Yeah, I know it goes up and down.
Yeah. You can't even see me anymore.
Guys, if you're listening, get over to the video version. This is gonna be a bit.
It's just fun. Right, listen, let's get into it. I'm coming back down. It's like, do you know what it is? It's like flip reversing when, like, do you know when those artists come out for the like Justin Timberlake headline show, and it's like they're going up. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they just disappear. Like, oh, it's coming
yeah,
up
so
through
this
the, it's
table
coming up
doing.
through the ground. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Anyway, we are chatting some amount of rubbish right now, isn't it? Like,
No, man, no, man. I
it's-
think we had to get them warm. We had to get them warm, man. And but anyway, Euan, thank you so much for joining me
Yeah.
for
Can I
part
just say,
two.
first off, I have been enjoying the podcast, man. Like, it's very good to see your journey in the last year, especially now that you're even launching the podcast, you're doing talking events. Very good. Like,
Oh, thank you
big
so
ups
much,
to
Euan,
yourself,
man.
man.
And do you know what? It kind of stems back to when we first met. Do you remember what you was talking about when you was looking at that the TikTok? I started a lot of this when I was just started doing TikTok videos, just raw
Yeah.
TikTok videos, talking DJ stuff, and then the community builds, and then it just comes to a point. I'm like, no, do you know what? I can do more. I want to do more. I'm going to do more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For our DJ community. And I think like, I will never forget our meet. It's funny. I was doing a podcast earlier with Pat Mulligan and we was talking about you, Scott. I mean, sorry, Euan. I'm going to take that out.
Sorry. Sorry.
Who?
Sorry. Don't take it out. These are mistakes that happen.
All
We've
right.
done
Should we leave
all.
it in?
Yeah, of course. Because, listen, have you not said a wrong name at an event before? Come on now.
I have, you know. Oh my God.
Yeah, who hasn't, eh?
Euan, one time,
We're not going to
grand
get into
entrance,
that.
bro.
Happens, man.
Bro,
Happens.
grand entrance, big venue, high end, wrong surname, bro.
Mate, don't worry. Listen, we've all done it. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. I had a story. I forgot the name of the bride and groom. Just completely,
It just
totally left my mind.
disappears.
I was working with a band at the time, and this is like early days, like not even professional, like me, right? And I just mind blanked, and I was like, "Give it up for the newly married Mr. and Mrs." I just totally went mind blank. I just had to turn to the band and then just look at them and just like, "What? Sorry, can you please give me the name?" And then someone just shouted, like, someone random in the crowd just went like Smith, and I was like, "Yeah, them!" Like, listen.
Oh my God.
Mistakes happen, man. That
Yeah,
was
no,
great.
100%. I'm with you
But
that.
listen, we've all done it. Like the worst one for me is the pressure that you get with a same-sex marriage. You know, because the pressure's on not to state the obvious of
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. or Mrs. and Mrs. and Mr. and Mr. And you know, I did one quite recently, and you feel that little bit extra pressure.
Yeah, no, you do. You do. I fully agree. And you don't want to get it wrong. You keep reminding yourself, like Mr. and Mr. Mr. and Mr. or Mrs. and
Yeah,
Mrs. Mrs. and
yeah.
Mrs. Like
You
the
keep
new
saying it, and
bride
then
and bride, groom and groom.
listen,
Yeah, to the point. Sometimes I'd like maybe avoid it and then say their names. I found that
yeah.
a bit easier. That don't say, just say their names. Like just say their first names. Yeah, it happens. It does happen.
It does happen, man, and it's okay if it happens. Like it's not the end of the world. It depends on the couple. You know, I've heard horror stories. I seen a clip of a guy doing it on TV. Even worse. That's been tough one, man. But again, he got through it.
Yeah.
As far as I've led to believe, anyway. And for me, I was nailing it all night. And then I just kind of looked like, you got phrases in your head that you say all the time. And it was like, it was coming up to the break. And I was like, listen, after the break, your bride and groom, they got a very special surprise. And I said it. I said bride and groom. And one guy just went, oh, shit,
Waiting for you
yeah.
to slip.
I was just
Yeah,
like,
waiting.
I was like, yeah, you got me. But luckily, I'm very, very pally with a couple. But I was gutted of myself. But you know what? Everybody makes mistakes. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know, one of the DJs I was working with was calling one of the grooms Gary, and his name was Greg, and he said Gary like a few times or twice or something. The guy went, "My name's Greg," and he went, "Nah, it's Gary now, mate." Like, and he's just so quick with it, like. It happens.
It happens.
Anyway, we have totally went off on a tangent. This is what happens to working with you.
When we link up, this is exactly. But the thing is, though, what you said though, that Euan, that was good advice for anyone because there are people that are going to become new into the wedding industry, and it's good to hear from someone seasoned like yourself that it is okay to say the wrong name. It is okay to say bride. Like obviously, it's not something that you want to, but don't be too hard on yourself when that point does happen. So
tell me this though, just for the mystery of all this, who is Scott?
Scott is one of my good friends, man.
There you go. I'm Scott now. Hey,
You're Scott now. You're Scott now. Actually, Euan, Scott is someone I want you to meet. I'm going to link you up with. There's a few people I really want you to. Anyway, this is an fun conversation.
Right, okay.
So let's get back in the.
Let's get into it. Back to the podcast.
All right, Lou, let's quickly address some of the things that we spoke about last time, man. So the last time when you was on, Euan, we was talking about how you got onto Times Square. Because so Euan had a video on Times Square, guys, in New York. Absolutely crazy. If you want to hear about that, make sure you go and back and listen to his previous podcast episode. We was talking about how you was on the Unfiltered Bride and you done their event, which looks absolutely amazing online. And we've got some shots of your setup on that episode as well. We was talking about destination weddings because one of the things I saw you in Destiny 2024, you and you was killing it. I was like, this guy's never at home. He's always Dubai, somewhere. So we spoke about how you did that and some of those things. So you can get a lot of those tips if you head back to those episodes. And lastly, one of the things we was talking about is Euan's content strategy. Euan has a very high-end content strategy, which I'm sure you've probably seen on his Instagram. Lots of, that high-end, high-edited, good quality stuff, like top notch stuff, and that's something that he believes in and something that he carries his business on from that. So we are going to start with today's first question. So, Euan, as you know, one of the main reasons I wanted to bring you on here was you run a very, very successful multi-op in Scotland called Tartan Entertainment. So you've obviously started when we was talking about your first story, you was like a solo DJ and you was coming up through the ranks, but you've built like literally a monster of a company with what you're doing in Scotland. But one of the things I wanted to say that I know we've had a conversation is about you run your business a little bit different to how a lot of multi-ops might run their business, because obviously you've got different types of multi-ops that you find online and stuff like that, but your take was very different to a lot of the things that I've heard coming up. So could you explain a little bit about how you manage your multi-ops when it comes to you booking your DJs? What is it that you do that seems to be a bit different to most of the other companies?
Of course. So I always found that when I was working for somebody else, they would give me the fee that they demanded. They suggested it would be. And I think what I've seen just from building this and online is there's always people that are going to let you down. And that's just the nature of this bloody business, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
So I decided, how on earth do you tackle this? Mm-hmm. So my objective was to pay the DJs what they asked for.
Okay.
And by doing that, there should be no letdown. Does that make sense?
No, it does. 100% does. 100% does, yeah.
So, for example, if you charge £1,000, let's just go with the round figure of £1,000. You're charging £1,000 to DJ an event. Mm-hmm. I would then pay you that £1,000.
Yeah.
But it would be up for me to make sure I got the higher fee to be able to do that.
Yeah.
This way, they are guaranteed to get what they paid for, and the DJ is not sitting there going, I wish I was getting paid more, or I could have been doing this other event that I got an inquiry for that would have paid me the fee. That's how it works. That's the general consensus how it works. It's up to me to get the higher fee. Now, in order to get the higher fee, that's purely down to them buying into the brand. That's it. One of the major pitfalls that I discovered way early on in this business was I was able to pay the DJs their fees, but as we grew bigger, so did corporation tax, so did VAT. And these were things that I never accounted for.
Yes.
So again, it's just naivety and being in a business where success is actually sometimes your own demise. For us, when we hit the VAT threshold, it happened really fast. Mm-hmm. 1 minute we were cruising along, everybody was fine. COVID hit, everything stopped. COVID then came back, and because of COVID and the amount of weddings that we had in that category of the year, the turnover shot past the 90k and then shot past 150k very, very quickly. And for us, that turnover screwed me quite badly, if I'm being honest.
I remember you told me.
I was 1 minute we're all cruising, everybody's making money, and then suddenly I have a VAT bill for £47,000.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my god, that's gonna
and that first year of the VAT was something I didn't even anticipate, and I had to use all of my own personal earnings to pay that bill.
Oh my god, was it? Did you pay in one lump sum, or didn't you?
You had to admit. It was like, you owe this, it's a full year's worth because they backdated it and everything. It was torture. But
jeez.
But I learned. I learned
That's an
from it.
expensive lesson, Euan.
Hey, listen, bro, it's an expensive learning, but now we're a very, very successful, financially independent, multi-op organization. Because of those things that have happened, we now put the VAT away in a bank account and do not touch it. I have a direct debit set up with HMRC. I now make sure the VAT is included on all the gigs. So the first year that we paid the VAT, horrendous. The second year we paid the VAT was a little bit easier because some of the gigs that came in a shorter period of time had the VAT allocated to them. I couldn't go back to the clients and say, hi, you owe me an extra 20%. Because it wasn't like we could even do the flat rate thing. You know, I don't know how much people know about VAT. But when it comes to VAT, you have two options up until £150,000. And that is going 12.5% flat rate scheme, or then your 20%. Because of the high turnover, because of COVID, we had already shot past the £150,000 turnover. So we had no choice but to charge 20%. I couldn't then go to Brides, you owe me an extra 20%. Realistically, if I wanted to do that, that'd be my choice, but they never signed up for that.
They never signed up for that.
You know, I promised them a price.
Yeah.
You know, the DJs, to be fair with them, were amazing. A lot of them said, like, you know, take a little bit off mine, because we're feeding them so much work.
Yeah.
So they were great, and they allowed us to basically stay afloat, because otherwise I just would have been cruising, made a loss, maybe broke even, and then whatever else would have happened
afterwards.
We sitting here today and me talking about the success of the multi-op. So these are things to consider when having a business like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Moving on to obviously how we run it. So we charge VAT. We've got spreadsheets to make sure that we still break even or make a profit on all the gigs. So the DJs present their fees. Now, from a business point of view, how this works is you're a new DJ, you come work for us, you set your fees. Now, your fees might change as the time goes on, but we're going to book you at your fee at the time the gig is booked. Yeah. Hypothetically, I'll just do this. I'm going to get it out of my brain right now.
Good.
You join as of 1st of March 2025. Your fee is £1,000. I then quote the client XYZ. You get your £1,000 if they agree to the booking.
Gotcha.
Now, there's no guarantees with this multi-op. There's none. It's all down to whether or not we get the gig. All we can do is quote it. That's my number one phrase to all the DJs. All we can do is quote it. Your £1,000. 5 months down the line, you might want to be $1,250, $1,550, two bloody grand, whatever you want to be. Okay, that's your choice to do that. But those gigs that were booked in back in March 2025, they're still £1,000 because that's what you would have quoted your own clients, and we did the same. So that's the business fluctuation model that we move on. Some of the guys have increased their price quite crazily, which is amazing to see, over the last 2 or 3 years. But they're still going out and doing gigs, even though they're charging this now. They're still doing gigs for what they charged us and their own clients, what they honoured. So it's the same situation. It's not like I'm going to book you today, 1st of March 2025, and then the gigs next year, 26th of June 2026, and I'm going to pay you your new 2026 fee. Because I've not allocated for that money, and neither has the client. So you're gonna get your £1,000 that you quoted us and you would have quoted them. So there's no guarantees in my multi-op. Absolutely none. That's the difference. I'm not going out and telling the DJs you're getting 300 quid this weekend and I've charged £1,000. Because for me, that's where I see the problems and the pitfalls in this industry. And there's so many companies doing it. Don't get me wrong, there's probably some amazing successful companies. There's even companies I know of that have got DJs on full-time wages. So they'll get 40, 45, 35 grand a year, and they'll do however many weddings they have to do. But it's a job. It's a full-time job. I use contractors. I use independent DJs that work for us. But when they deliver a wedding for us, it's a specific structure that they follow. It's a specific vibe that I've created. Everything behind the scenes is what I want a wedding to be, and they'll deliver that to the Tartan brand. But no one's out of pocket. We make a small commission on every gig. And, you know, obviously we would like to see loads of, ideally we want every couple to use us, but that's feasibly impossible.
Yeah, 100%. You
So
haven't got
there's
enough
enough work
manpower.
for everybody, but we've managed to build a team of 10 core DJs and another 5 or 6 other contractors that, do specific jobs for us in other genres. And we're doing an excess of 350 weddings a year. So
Euan, bruv, you've smashed it, man. You smashed it. There's a few points you mentioned there that I want to quickly touch on. First of all, I want to get out because I can already hear the people listening. Because even yesterday, I was at a speaking engagement. I think you saw I posted on my Instagram,
yeah,
and there was a conversation that was had there. So it was a DJ association. It was all just DJs, right?
yeah.
And there was a conversation that was being had there where they was talking about VAT, which a lot of DJs talk about VAT, right? And then what we was talking about was a lot of them was like you become a glorified tax collector, which I kind of get to a degree. Like when you pass the threshold, you just taking the percentages from your clients and then passing it straight on to the GOV without no questions. It is was just what it is. So I kind of that was like a good synopsis, like where that's kind of what you are. And then you had some DJs, well, most of the DJs in the room was kind of talking about trying to stay away from the VAT threshold. Now for me, I've always been like, I don't like the idea or the feeling of a glass ceiling. I don't like the feeling of having to stop for whatever reason, especially when it comes to finances. So what did you, there must have been a point, obviously not looking at the big bill that you had to swallow, but if you was to give someone advice about how they feel about staying within, like they want to do much more, they want to, but they're starting to get close to the threshold and they're scared, so that they're limiting their prices, they're limiting their bookings to stay underneath that glass ceiling, what advice would you give them from someone who's paid as much tax as you have, especially VAT? God damn it.
So all of my DJs are under the VAT threshold. That's their choice to do. A lot of the guys, they're happy with that.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic. Let's break it down here, right? To break the VAT threshold, it's £90,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a lot
It's a lot of
of
money. It's a
money.
lot of money. 100%.
A lot of
In
money
12 months.
for there's jobs out there that don't even pay anywhere near that.
Nowhere near,
right?
yeah.
Right. So to even be considering earning £90,000 a year, you really have to think wisely, is it worth going over that? Because once you go over it, you have to charge 12.5%. That's if you go the flat rate scheme. You can't claim a lot of things back with that, but that's your choice to do that. So then that 12.5% of the £90,000, like, I'm not a financial expert, and please do not take this as any financial advice, but you're going to have to do a couple of gigs for free to pay that bill. And then all of those bills are then vatable at 12.5%. Everything you've done. So every DJ that works for me, and I would apart from one, sorry, I would quite happily say they're all comfortable and they're all pretty much at the level of staying where they are. A couple of them are really there,
Really
and they'll mark out. They know they keep everything structured, and they will keep everything at 85 to 90. They only just got increased to 90 as well, so it allowed them to earn a little bit more. So it's a hard question, because
It is a hard one. It is. It is.
For me, I am not the best person to ask, because I'm not an individual DJ. I mean, are these guys that you were chatting with, were they all multi-operators or just single?
No, I think most of them were. There was a mix, but I think most of the ones that were speaking out were either single ops, or they had like maybe them and maybe another two people.
Yeah.
Like nothing big, but there was this conversation about the VAT threshold.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, there was one or two people that was like, look, there's ways of getting around it, like using two businesses and doing a PA.
No, see, there's that's absolute bullshit. Like, can I just say that like, whoever's listening to this podcast, if you think you can make a separate business and get away with that, may see you in jail. Like,
Oh.
I will be straight and honest with you on that. Like, I have been down this rabbit hole, and if there's any business advice I can give anybody, is I spoke to an expert on it. Like, if you are providing somewhat of the same service and you have a separate business, that's VAT avoidance, and there's no way around it. You know, this is me getting real on your podcast now.
No, but no,
Like,
this is good because people need to hear this.
I
This
would
is good.
rather be honest with it, man. Like you can't get around it. Like that is something that if you are going to go through that threshold, you're going to have to pay.
Yeah,
Like
you
we
have
are
to be willing
not
to pay.
living in a country that doesn't give a damn. We are living in a country that checks, and there is
Yeah.
enough people out there that are gunning for you, that are going to try and suggest you to the HMRC guy if they can. And it's a shame, but you know what? It is what it is. It's life. It's business. Pay your taxes. Be legit. The best thing I ever did was go, you know, which there's a lot of
Do
DJs out
things
there,
properly.
especially in the younger
Yeah, they're
market,
still
that
doing
don't
it.
do
Yeah,
things
yeah, I know.
properly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
like the best thing I ever did is do it properly because of, you know, being self-employed at first and then trying to get up my first mortgage and trying to get my house and try and get all this. It's hard, mate. It's really hard. But
100%.
don't try and cut corners because
Yeah, yeah, I
trust
agree.
me, it will come back to beat you in the ass. So, um, mate, I should have been on that meeting. I would just spit bars all night like that. But for those that want to go over the fat threshold, if you are looking to actually increase your business past that £90,000 stage, if you can get it under 150 something, whatever it is, for 12.5%, do you know what? You might be able to make a really good living as a multi-op. If you go past that and you're 20%, you got to really think about this a seriously big business. You know, like from our point of view, turnover sitting well over £500,000. Like, but remember, turnover is vanity, profit is sanity,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can spit all these bloody big numbers,
Vanity
but
and sanity. I love that
realistically,
one. Yeah, I love that
no,
one.
but really, it was on Peter Jones from Dragons Den said it. It's never left my mind since. And you know, having a great successful company with turnover doesn't mean that we're making profit. You
Yeah,
know, the
that's true.
overheads
That's
are
true.
ridiculous. You know, our DJ bill alone is sitting at like, um, yeah,
It's a
like
big number. It's a big number, you.
it's more than half the turnover there. So
Jeez,
it's a big number.
jeez. It's a big
But you
number.
know what?
Annual payout. Damn.
Can I say something that's been the
Oh,
most beneficial
please,
thing of it?
please, please.
Hey, we've got 10 guys, and only one of them has a full-time job.
So
What
it
does
is.
that
Yeah,
say?
you are literally. Yeah, you are looking after that
These
team.
guys, these guys have you know, changed their lives, and you know, they live a great living, but they put on one hell of a goddamn show.
No, no,
You know,
and we can see that all the way
and
through your Instagram
yeah,
consistently as well,
yeah.
consistently. This isn't like a
We just
one-off.
rambled on about that for ages there, right? Sorry,
No,
let's.
but no, but it's necessary. You and it's necessary, and I think it was great to be in that room yesterday to listen to those conversations because then I start to hear what people are worried about, what people are concerned about. Like I start to hear conversations, and then I can bring content to the podcast. Like I'll bring an expert like yourself because you're the perfect person to talk about because you've been hit hard. Do you know what I mean? So you felt it. You've felt it on the end that you're at now, where you're able to have these DJs and you know they rely, but you've built a great life for the DJs that you have. They all earn what they want to earn. This is another thing, not being undercut and then having to turn people down, which we see those things affect us as an industry. When clients are being cancelled by DJs, then clients lose faith in, you know, mobile DJs and the work that we do. Oh man, they'll cancel on you, and maybe you should get something else, another option. But so all of those things hurt us all. So if there's anyone that's making that possible not to do it, great. And then obviously, like once again, saying what you said and the way you said it, I think there's some DJs that might need to hear that. Depending on, they might have a different type of accountant. Maybe that's a conversation that they need to rehab with their accountant and say, look, man, I've heard that maybe this is a dangerous thing to do, and no one doesn't want to go through a VAT audit because once that happens, woo wee, stressful.
Any accountant giving advice like that is not the accountant you want doing
Yeah.
your books. Like, you know, like I said, you're playing Monopoly with that, straight to jail. Like, you know, like it's not even funny. Like it's and you know what, man? Like, you know, every successful DJ business, and there is a handful in the UK that I know of. It's a handful of some amazing multi ops. They know what they're doing, and why strive to do something half-arsed? You know, if you're providing a service such as a wedding, which is the most important day to a lot of people's lives,
Yeah, yeah.
you wouldn't half-arse a wedding. So why would you half-arse your business?
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. And it's best, like you're
So
saying, if you're going to put all that effort in to build something, make it bulletproof. Don't make it
Yep.
have like a very shaky foundation for someone to come and sweep it underneath you and literally take
Yep.
everything overnight. You don't want that stuff. Another question I've got for you is, what made you go into the motor yacht? Because when you was talking before, like a lot of the things that you was doing when you first started, it was like you just like driving, going to the different hotels and doing what you was doing. When is it and why was it that you said to go into having more than just yourself?
So I remember it was the first ever kind of residency thing that I had at the Waldorf, where they said, "Oh, have you got another DJ that can cover you?" Because I was on another event, and it just started from there, man. I was like, I was very good at marketing, and people were asking if we were available, and that's when I found Paddy and Stevie, the first two DJs to join Tartan. They were already doing their thing, and I took the risk. And that seriously, it's a risk. You know, there's no words about it, because the minute you start putting someone else on your brand to deliver a wedding for someone else, you have got to be certain that they're good. So the two guys that I worked with, we built up a friendship at first, like you would with other DJs, and you know, you stay in your lane, you do your thing, and you're all competitors, but you're friendly. But the three of us, we really got on and we started going to each other's gigs. Stevie came from a similar background to me. He was an ex-nightclub DJ, and he also used Serato.
Yep.
So the two of us just started messing around, man. Like,
Yeah.
we're both bored. We you know when you're bored, you're like, I'll go to his gig and I'll go to his gig, and mate, we were going to each other's gigs for a long time, and then we started including Paddy, and then going to Paddy's gigs, and you know, Paddy uses virtual DJ. Dun, dun, dun. But he mixes on it, and he does a very good bloody job on it. You know, there's only two DJs that I know that can use it and mix really well with it, and so he does a great job with it. And again, listen, we're not going to get in that conversation.
No, that's a whole other conversation.
Nah, that's some other guy's podcast. I'll end up getting. You'll drive to my house, do me in. What did you say about your DJ?
What did you say about my DJ?
So, where was I, man? Like, anyway, so that's how it started. And then eventually I was like, listen, I've got this gig. I'm willing to quote it. It's a wedding. What would you want? And that was the first thing. What would you want? And I think even they were taken aback, being like, what do you mean, what do I want?
Yeah,
well,
aren't you gonna make me an offer?
what are you charging? You know what I mean? They're like, oh, we're charging 500 quid. No, they were at the time. That's what they started on, 500 quid. I don't know when this podcast is current out, but like, you know, Paddy's now 3-4 times that amount, you know, for his weddings now. But, you know, he's built up his brand and he can do it. So I was like, cool, I'm going to put it out at 700. Right? That was just me being like, oh, nice, make a little 200.
Yeah, make
profit.
a little. Yeah.
And then you realize there's tax and VAT and all this kind of crap. So that, you know, but at the time, you're just like, oh, I'm going to make a little 200 quid, and they're going to, you know, they'll go out. And I was like, but they knew how I wanted to change the wedding industry. And I think you spoke about that with a few DJs, how I wanted to change how weddings were essentially done. And I introduced them to the structure that I liked, and then the three of us really battered our heads together. I'm like, well, let's do this idea, and let's do this idea, and let's include this, and let's include that. And because we were all able to mix, and I was coming from a fresh club background, you know, totally changed how we looked at things, and people started booking the brand. And that's when I started homing in on that brand, man. Like, it just happened by accident. I'll be brutally honest with you. I wasn't planning on building it to what it is today. It just happened, and it snowballed, and we got really good, and all the guys trusted, and couples love what we do. And, you know, like I said, you know, we've got some DJs that are on exclusive contracts, and we've got some DJs that are still contractors, and, you know, we put on one hell of a show, and people trust the brand. By this time that this podcast is coming out, we will have hit 500 5-star reviews.
500, damn,
right?
Son.
Great, but realistically, if you think we've done so many more weddings, people just don't leave reviews. It's one of these things.
You should have been well over that already.
To get that amount, I am so happy, so happy, and it's incredible to see the business grow. But I love, again, it goes back to what we do. We love our jobs, and I pay the guys what they want to do their jobs, you know. But I don't promise nothing. Nothing is promised.
Yeah, nothing is promised.
You know. Nothing
You
is
do your,
promised,
you
and
do your
I don't
best,
want to,
obviously.
and I don't want to gatekeep either, because at the end of the day, you don't learn anything from that. So if people do have questions and they want to know about expanding their business or maybe looking into multi-ops, message me. Just let's have a you did it.
Yep,
You know what I
yep,
mean? Like, yeah,
100%. And here we are.
you know, you were like, listen, what do I do to make my business better? Because that's another thing is like, I look at this like I built a very good business and I'm happy to help people be better at business because realistically, my wife now runs all the bookings. I am bored. So let's do it. You
Let's go
know?
sometime.
Let's do it. Let's,
So guys, make sure you head into the
yeah.
description, man. Like we said, like Euan is there, and I like there's literally I've got like, well, it's getting a bit bigger, but I've got like a selective pool of highly rated, highly respected DJs. If I've got an idea or something, I bring it to these guys before I bring it to market, and Euan is 100% one of them. And you showed me that from such an early day. It showed me you wasn't a gatekeeper from when I first met you, and you were just like, look, man, this is what it is. Like, win, innit? If you want to win, like your mindset of, you know, there is enough out there for everyone. And I believe the same sort of thing. There's an abundant amount of gigs. There's an abundant amount of work for you to do. So there's no need to think about like, oh, I don't want to tell this person something because I'm going to lose. And no, I don't think we need to be doing that, especially in the DJ industry at the moment. I really feel like some DJs need to drop the mindset of the crab bucket mentality. So it's like when you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket and they're all scrambling to get out, but no one's actually getting out. The undercutting, the toxicity online. There's a lot of things where I'm like, why would you be so negative to another DJ when we do the same thing? We experience the same stuff. Like, I've got more in common with you, and I've never met you. Just the fact that you're a DJ, I've got more in common with you than most of the people that I would meet. So I don't understand why there's so much gatekeeping and negativity. But we're going to try and change that through the stuff that we're doing in this podcast. So guys, as I've just mentioned, if you run a multi-op, you want to run a multi-op, you want to change some of your multi-ops, you're having a lot of dropouts, Euan is a good guy to definitely reach out to, because I think his model is virtually bulletproof, my man. All right, so Euan, man, one of the things I would definitely wanted to bring up with you as well is that, like, I think one of the amazing things that you've done, even though all the things we spoke about before, but and I think you touched on it when we was talking a second ago, is that now you are the owner, basically, of a 6-figure multi-op mobile DJ company, man. Like 6 figures, bro. Like that there deserves a round of applause, man. And the reason why I love it, because one of the things I always try to tell DJs is about like limiting beliefs. There's too much DJs that believe that they can't do things, and if you believe it or not, you're right. If you believe you can't achieve something, you will not achieve that thing. But you was able to do that. Was you always? I know you said that it was never going to be that. The company kind of just happened. But when it started getting to those kind of realms, did you say to yourself, "Oh my days, like I'm, you know, like what? What was the feeling of, you know, having?" And when we're saying 6 figures, we're not talking 100 grand. We're talking above that. So yeah, let's talk about that for a second.
I don't know what to say. You've actually got me speechless because
6 figures, you know, man.
listen, man.
That
But
is
remember, turnover is
100%. No, I get what
oh,
you mean. I missed the line. I
yeah.
forgot it. You said
It's
turnover is
vanity. Turnover is
vanity
vanity.
and
Profit
profit
is
is
sanity.
sanity. Turnover
Yeah.
is vanity
Mate,
and
watch
profit is
Dragon's Den.
sanity.
Watch Dragon's Den. Just
I
keep
love
watching
Dragon's
it.
Den.
Just
Love
like,
that show.
you know. Yeah, aye, and they just go in on it. They tear your business apart.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
do. They do. They do.
so I got somebody to do that for us. I got somebody to tear our business apart.
Okay. Was that like
Because
a mentor? Was that a business specialist? Like
as a business
what's that?
specialist, yeah, because I wanted to understand where our business was, and then we have got an amazing accountant that has been helping us lots understand what works for us as a business. We're currently in the process of changing of how we provide an offering in our business
Okay.
because it just isn't working for us right now. And you're forever learning.
Yes.
So
100%. Always a student.
yeah. What was the question? I kind of like just went into a daze of
Six
just like you were
figures.
just
No,
like
it's at
6
6 figures.
figures,
So
but
you're at
they
figures
don't
and
feel the weight. They don't feel the weight of that on their shoulders.
I was saying to you
Listen,
about obviously.
let's.
Go on, sorry.
Nah. You go.
So
You go.
no, what I was going to say is about obviously that. So the question was about 6 figures. Like, how does it feel to like, you know, like be an owner of a 6-figure business? I'm sure it doesn't change your life. You're not like driving around in like
Nah.
Lamborghinis, but that's what
Sadly,
some people
no.
think. Some people think that because they might be in like the 20 grand range or the 30
No.
grand range, and when they hear someone who's, you know, doing 6 figures, they
No.
think, "Where's the Bentley? Where's the range? Where's the swimming pool in your house? Where's the airplane and private jets?" And that's not
Yeah,
what it
because it's
is.
not though. It's never the listen, man, you need to be turning over tens of millions of pounds to do that. That's just not feasible. That's like if you had a production company. But again, the higher the turnover, the higher the stress.
Yeah,
You know,
profanity, insanity,
like
like what you're
and
saying.
you know, and like for me, it's been amazing to watch my company grow. You know, there's days and I'm like there's times I'm like, I just wish I'd just went solo. Like
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
having a
I
moment
was
like
just
two
about to
years
ask you that.
ago, and
Do you get stressed?
I was like 2 years ago, I was like, I was ready to jack it all in, man. I was like, came off the back of COVID, and I was just like, this is
It's a
tough,
lot. Yeah,
you
it's a
know.
lot.
And you know, you're also trying to make sure that everybody's cool, you know,
Because you got to
and
manage. You're managing people at the same time as
you're
well.
managing people to an extent, yeah, and like, you know, and there was people that were involved in the organization, like external people, um, that created a bad vibe, and that brings down some of the other people. So you know, essentially, you're like, bye.
Yeah,
We don't want that
that's not
negativity.
what we're trying to do. No.
I've got a very good team, like the DJs and the live musicians. Mate, they're class, man. Like we were very good, tight squad. Everybody likes everybody. Everybody loves everybody. Everybody performs to the same standard. Like they know what it. I think when you do, like one of the DJs said it, when he does a Tartan gig, it means more because
Wow.
you're not just representing yourself.
Yourself, you're
You're
representing
representing
everyone.
everybody in the team, and whatever you do reflects on them. So, like, and there's also with any business a little bit of competition and rivalry. Even for me, like, I get like, you know, times where I'm like, right, I need to step up my game
Yeah, I need
because
to.
like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
did,
yeah, yeah.
you know, he did that, or you know, and I'm like, and I've always felt like I've been very good and on top of my game. But there's points where you're like, right, I've seen another DJ in the group do that. That was great. Like, I should do that again, you know? And we're not scared to take risks. And I think that's what's built our company more.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we've seen things that other DJs and other brands have done, and we've changed it and developed it into ours. So, for example, there's a guy called, I think his name's Harry Kilp. Anyway,
Is he up
he's
your
a
way or down my way?
no, I don't even know where he lives. I just know his name. I've heard of him. He is a DJ that does a lot of quirky things, right?
Okay, okay.
And he invented something called the bride versus groom or couples DJ battle,
Okay, yeah,
which
okay, yeah, yeah.
you might
Yeah,
have seen it on
I've
our
seen it on
social
yours. I've seen
media.
it on yours. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So he invented this. He told one of our DJs about it at a conference. That guy said, "Oh, I seen this idea." I was like, I hadn't seen it or anything. I'd never watched it to this day. And then he explained how that
How it
guy Harry
works.
went all into detail, and I was like, cool. He just explained how it works, and I was like, and I was like, okay. And then one night, I was like, said to the couple, I was like, listen, I've got this idea, like, you know, I want to do this and this, and this is based off him just telling me about someone else doing it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we just made our own thing with it. We took his initial idea, stripped it all back, added in some of our own elements,
Yeah,
and it's
presented it
become
differently.
presented it differently, and it's become a staple in what we do. And all of our couples love it, and it's a vibe, man. Like you know, it's such a vibe. I don't even know how we got into this, but it's my point is like we're not scared to take risks, and we also seen there was a live musician in a bar in Dublin, and he did a cover of, or was it a wedding band? Can't quite remember.
Yeah.
Someone posted online Paul McCartney's na na na
Na
na
na
na
na
na
na
na,
na.
right?
Yeah.
So
Hey,
we
Jude.
have now adopted that idea, and we split it up. You know, team bride, team groom, team wherever, right? You pick a side of whichever one of the couples, and then we battle it out with a cut. Like, but we're taking these little ideas that we're seeing,
Yeah, yeah. And adding them to the
adding our
evening
own
to make
spin
up.
on it, and then
Yeah.
adding it as a moment because we're very much about making moments, and
Yeah,
that's what we
yeah.
become known for as a brand. So, like, unlike just hearing music, we make moments as well. So, like, the DJ battle is a moment, the live musicians are a moment, the other
Yeah, yeah.
things like that's a moment. You know, um, I have no
Sick.
idea where we
No,
got into this, but yeah,
Euan, you don't even know it yet. You're just dropping, yeah,
yeah,
bro. This
fun. But
episode,
anyway,
you're dropping so
preach
much
out to that
nuggets.
guy. Preach out to that guy, Harry, Club, something, whoever he was.
We're gonna find him because he needs to hear this episode.
Find him.
Because
He needs
no, he's
to.
gonna be happy to hear that. Yeah, okay,
He
yeah,
really, that idea changed our scope of our business. And like,
yeah,
yes, there's loads of other DJs that do it, right?
yeah,
Especially in Scotland.
yeah,
When you start doing
and same
something,
down here. It happens.
everybody
down the
else
same.
wants to
Everyone,
do it,
it catches
and
fire. Yeah, 100%.
but it's how you present it,
How you do it, yeah.
and how you do it. We tried it a couple of different ways. Now we found our formula. It works,
Yeah.
and it's banging. It makes for great content.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I see. I'm gonna keep saying this, guys. Like everything you're hearing Euan talk about right now is on his profile. This guy doesn't hide stuff. So when you're hearing the talk about moments and you're hearing the DJ battles and the energy, just if you haven't, I know a lot of you have, go and look at Tartan Entertainment, or you can look at Euan's personal page, which is Euan Lawrence. We're gonna leave the tags also in the description, man, because everything that you're saying, and it's just showing how and why you've been able to do what you're doing, because you're literally separating yourself. And one thing that I keep saying about social media, you're using social media to show that. So brides, grooms, couples, they see that within that. I know for you to convert a client, Euan, I could say it takes a minimum of 45 to 1 minute and a half, 45 seconds to 1 minute and a half on any of your socials. They're already converted. They stay for another 5, which now converts them even more. Then they contact you. Then they're waiting for obviously your reply when you got time to chat to them and whatever, and then they're continuing to consume. Now they're like, he better be available, or one of these boys better be available, because I want this. I don't want anything else that I've seen. And that is one of the things I think. Yeah, on your socials you show that straight away.
Thank you, man.
From the off. No problem, man. And like I said, anyone go and see it, and you can see I ain't chatting ish, man. Euan, I've got a question for you that I feel, because a lot of the stuff that we're talking about is very advanced, and I'm thinking about like some of my new DJs that are listening, and they're like VAT, they're nowhere near that. Multi-op, they're nowhere near that, because obviously what they're hearing is years and years of your growth. They're not hearing, you brand new. They're listening to someone who's been in the game for a minute and done it at a high level. But I've got a question for you that I think will really benefit some of our newer guys in taking your ideas and mindset and seeing how they can maybe apply to some of the things they're doing. And my question is, if Euan, for some mad reason, tomorrow, you lost all your DJs, you lost all the kit, you lost all the money, you lost all the branding, the logo, the social media, everything went tomorrow, Euan, everything. For whatever reason, bruv, Groundhog Day, you woke up and you was in a different life, I don't know, you're still Euan, but everything is gone, bruv. Everything's gone. What would you do to start back up again? How would you, because obviously you said before about you didn't know that was going to happen. So a lot of things you've not like stumbled in, but you've naturally progressed into without trying. But if you was to start again from the get-go, what would be the first things you'll do in your first 28 days? What do you think that you would do to maybe try and get back to where you are now, or even just get back in? What would you do, Euan?
I'd sell feet pics. Fuck the DJ, not me. Let's see. Okay, right. I just wanted to wind you up, right? Hold on. What would you do? Okay, I had to take a second to think, so I thought I'd just fucking wind us up there.
Ah, good. No, but
mate, would we do this shit?
While you were speaking, quick side note. Ladies, the feet pics on.
No, we're not talking about it. We're not putting this in the podcast.
This is going in. I'm just saying.
I just swore, for Christ's sake.
If I was a female with nice feet, my feet are horrific. But if I would be contemplating that. I know some people going to work thinking, F this job. I'm like, look, let me get a GoPro. Man. I'm gonna put my feet on social media on
the GoPro.
Okay.
Getting angles,
getting that 8K, slow motion.
Let's get back to it.
Let's move on. I don't want people to think it was some crazy ass fetish. I'm just saying, man. People making money online.
Listen, you do you, fam. You do you. You do you.
But yes. Euan, everything's gone.
If I was to start again today,
yes.
Right. Well, here's the question: do I have any gigs?
No. You've lost
Nothing?
everything, Euan. What do I have?
What do I have?
Knowledge. knowledge.
No decks, nothing.
No
We're just
decks. You've got nothing, Euan. You've got nothing. All you have is all the knowledge in your brain right this second. That's all you've got. That's all you've got. You've got no gigs. You've got no recommendations. You've got no one knows you. Nothing. You've gone to a new. You've started again, and all you have is the information you have in your head right now. What is it you think you might do in your first 28 days to try and get back? Because you've got that knowledge. There's, you're gonna use that knowledge.
well. First off, you get a job. You can't be living out doing nothing. You need decks. You can't be a DJ without decks, right? Okay, let's just scale this back a bit. Right, I've got decks and I'm a working DJ. I'm just not in the wedding market. There you go. That seems more of a realistic.
Okay, let's go. Let's
go. What's it called? Do you know when it's like the fake millionaires and they go and drop them in the middle of nowhere and then they got to go and try and make a million.
Try and build it up again. Yeah, I've seen that one guy. He did it though. There was one guy, that American guy. He did it.
Grant Cardone. Grant
that was a
Cardone
bit. I don't know. I don't know. If a part of me is like, nah, man, you can't. He scaled it. What? $1 million.
Anyway, listen. We are. This is the listen to anybody listening or watching. I'm so sorry. This is what happens. We just shite. This is it. It is true. Like.
No, but in that shite,
some of the voice notes. There's a few good gems. There's a lot of shite about it. Like, there used to be like a theme park attraction where you used to go and find your own gold. Do you remember that? You had to like go and shovel through piles of dirt and then you get like
you're like, what the hell?
Anyway, this is that basically. This is what this podcast is, right? There was a telling off. There's some information if you want to grow your business, and now it's you just shoveling through the shite to find a golden nugget.
The one gem in this mud and poo.
Oh my god, man. Content. There you go. This will be clipped. This is what mobile DJ mastery. Shoveling through shite to find a golden nugget. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway. Well, I tell you what, do you know what? Right, let's flip it on its head, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I am now going to become the host of Mobile DJ Mastery, and I am going to ask 2-4 what he would do, because you know what? Let's hear it, because he's put me on the spot, and I have no idea, but this is now the social media guru that is 2-4 hitting you up with all the golden nuggets. Let's shovel through some of his shite to find the golden nuggets. 2-4, what would you do?
What I would do, Euan, and thanks for asking that question, Euan, actually. What I would do is that I would definitely start with, we're going to go off the basis of I don't have a lot of money and I need to start from the ground up. The first thing I'll do is I'll invest in all secondhand equipment. All of my equipment will be secondhand. I'll be getting stuff that's cheap and cheerful because I haven't got a massive budget. Once I've got that, I'll be trying my best because, content for me is king. So I'll be trying to find ways of getting content. And I know that having content in your room and having content in the field, the content in the field 100% looks better. So my idea would be like, okay, I don't want to do content inside my house or my bedroom, but I want to do content outside, but I haven't got any bookings. I would offer my work for free to anywhere where I can DJ, set up my equipment and DJ for anyone or no one. The idea is that I want to get content and I want to start to grow. With those free things, I'll be using that content, maximizing from inside the venue, from when I shoot. If I'm there for 2 or 3 hours, I'll be filming it. And those 2-3 hours at somewhere else and somewhere else, I now have 27 hours of content. I'll be chopping that stuff up. I'm on Reels. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I've got no bookings, so I've got all the time in the world. Knocking it out. Bam, 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 bam. I'm trying to show every single person. I'm ramming my brand down people's throat. And even though I've only been alive for 4 or 5 days, I'll be going ham. I will be going ham. If you've got Saturdays free, I'm going ham. I'm doing TikTok live. I'm doing TikTok live now, right now. Watch me DJ. Look at my skills. I will be trying to show myself as much as I can using social media to catapult myself back up to where I am or was. And then hopefully the knowledge and those things like being able to mix people, being able to market, being able to network. I'll be networking the hell out of myself. I'll be trying to find people like you, and I need to find you, and again, I need to find these people again. How do I get in? I need people to talk about me. So those are the things that I think I would do if I first. And I haven't thought about that before you just answered it. I just know.
You're at it. Haven't thought about that. You knew this question was coming. You planned these questions in your head. Haven't thought about that, mate. You made me just feel like so silly. I was like, well, do I have dicks? Well, listen, I'm going to get some. You had just preached exactly what there was no shite there. There was no dirt. You're Scrooge McDuck me. You just jumped into the pile of pot of gold. If anyone is listening that has never done this before, do that because he's right. And do you know what? There's a prime example of a guy who I'm going to shout out. His name is Lords, Lordz.
Yes, and he's moved to Dubai.
Yes.
He's moved to Dubai.
Well, I met him. I met him in Dubai.
Oh no, you didn't.
As you do, we went for lunch.
Actually,
Yeah.
That's what you do, because you're the king of networking.
Nah, I like you. I just hit him up, being like, "Listen, man, you're in Dubai. I'm in Dubai. I'd love to meet you and just hear more about your story."
Sick.
And he is now providing advice even to me about content. And he gave me a little kick up the arse that I needed when I was sitting there. And I went and filmed a couple of videos in Dubai. And I don't know about them. Maybe they're too flexy. I don't know. But like, I'm not driving any Lamborghini or that. But I'm just like, I'm in Dubai. But I think, did I send you one of them?
You did, man, with the yachts in the back.
Did,
You did.
With the yachts in the back.
With the yachts in the back.
Yeah.
And the buildings. I was like, oh.
Yeah, the tallest building in the world. Here are 5 songs I'd play at your wedding in front of the tallest building in the world, flexing that I'm here. Can I just say something? I was there for a gig. I wasn't there for any other reason to flex, just so we all know. So anyway, right, I met him and he started filming videos in his living room and he was putting mini mixes and mashups and stuff online. And they have absolutely, he has killed it. Another people to look at who's done really, really well and even went on a little kind of like worldwide tour was 2 influencers who are called Alter Ego. And they made, Alter Ego. Or maybe Altego. Altego, I think they're called. You will have seen them. They're 2 lads. I have no idea where they're from, but they made the Britney and Pony mashup. You know the
Oh yeah.
And they're like, and they do this. They've made the mashups before, but they got a little deck, so it looks like it did something. And the 2 of them are vibing, and one of them will shut the next song in, even though it's already mashed up and playing. But from a consumer point of view, it looks great.
It looks great.
Again,
It sounds amazing.
Another DJ that I've been friends with for a very long time, guy from Wales called DJ Blighty. You will have seen him on TikTok doing some crazy numbers on the mashups. He went into the club where he works and he just filmed loads of content. So, do you know what? You're 100% bang on. I started this business making content. Yeah, I just got sidelined there. I was too busy thinking of other stuff. You just got me totally
deep.
Do you know what it is, man? I was too deep, right? And do you know what's even more deeper? And I'm going to reflect back to whoever was listening to this podcast. If you have the same mindset as me, when 24 said DJing in the field, all I could think about was him going into some guy's field and set up a deck to start filming. Right, that's all I was for like a good 30. And I'm not the only bloody one that was probably thinking that when you said it. Right, but that's the way my mind thinks. I'm like, because there's that guy. His name's DJ AG or something. The guy in London,
He's in King's Cross.
DJing in the middle of the bloody bus lanes in London, not hoping to get run over. But he, again, making content. Mate, he was vibing. He's done some seriously big artists.
He was on the mobiles the other day. Killed it. Like brilliant. So content, you're right. But again, I was thinking about you going DJ in a field, and it just reminded me of COVID when I was actually doing that. I was doing live streams in the middle of like wherever. So you're right. Can we quickly, as you've mentioned it, I want to quickly touch on that because I remember when I saw that video, you was on top of a castle building.
Yeah,
something.
top of our burning
drone is going off, and I remember this was around lockdown time. And as you know, a lot of DJs were doing live streams and doing this, but then you went onto a top of a roof. You was with a sax, and there's another one with you and a sax and someone else, man. Was that like just an organic idea, just to sort of like make content while the lockdown was happening, or?
On March, this is a funny story. I used to do silly little live stream setups back 2014, 2015 on Facebook. When who the hell was on live streams, but no one was doing it. And I had all the equipment and I got very bloody good at it. So my little brother, DJ Erfon, you can check him out. He's now producing house music and deep house and all that kind of stuff that I don't know anything about. But he was very famous at one point between the dates of 2014 and 2016. And he was averaging, 100,000 live viewers on Facebook. He was
Jeez,
getting,
100,000 on
mate.
Facebook.
This is before Facebook did live giftings. I'm talking
Ah,
this guy just DJ'd to kids and kids watched him.
he would have made
Mate,
it
that made a
mint.
yeah. Listen, I think he knows that. If he'd done it now, yeah. Anyway, he's 25.
Wow, if you did that
Yeah.
now, bruv,
Anyway,
those lives. But yeah.
I had all the equipment, so I had all the Facebook Live stuff. You know, I had OBS, I had phone connections, and there was a little red thing you had to buy, connect the microphone and extra. So I had it all. So when lockdown was happening, I just went, screw it. Everyone's at home. I'm going to go live because everyone was sitting on the phone. Mate, that live stream, that first live stream, I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm also like 5 stone heavier.
Yep, totally different.
I was wearing like the kind of like blue rubber gloves, kind of COVID crap, you know what I mean? And I've got the decks out and I'm in my kitchen and I'm DJing. Mate, about 500-600 people just vibing in the chat. I'm like,
Crazy.
this is not, so that started it. So I was doing live streams. So I started doing them at home in my kitchen.
In your kitchen with the gloves on.
Yeah, then all the DJs started rocking up and then we got in trouble. Someone was like, you can't let people come into your house, right? So anyway, yeah, so I went back to doing DJing. And then we were trying to find a way to do it outside because I thought there's got to be a way. And we started doing lives outside. And we did it. We were looking to do it at the side of a loch because Scotland's famous for great
Locks,
wherever.
yeah, some fantastic wolves, yeah.
And we managed to find somebody who knew somebody who had a venue at the side of a loch. I thought it was just like, you're at it. I was like, there's no way he knows somebody's got a loch, right? But she had a wind venue at the side of a loch. Never met them before. Amazing person called Megan. Me and my wife then got married at that same place that we did the first live stream.
Oh, no way. Was that the venue? Is that because
Fell in love with the place, mate. Yeah, fell in love with it. We did a live stream from there.
Sick.
And we did it all outside, so it was like completely COVID friendly. We had
COVID friendly
we
at
had
the
a
time, yeah.
drone. We had
Yeah, the sax.
what am I trying to say here?
I think you had
Sax.
did you have not a keyboard?
We had
There was another
percussion
one. You had
later.
another one. Percussion.
But here's some gatekeeping secrets. Facebook dropped a little thing where you could go live using a video that was already like made.
Yeah, I've heard about this on TikTok.
So I was the first DJ, and I'm taking credit for this. I don't give a damn.
Go on. This. You never get a chance to go on. Go on.
I had the amount of DMs that I had off DJs that were going live being like, how did you do this? I had a video, right, where I introduced all of the guys that worked for us, the sax players and stuff that worked for us, right? And it was like a full on, like this was like the biggest live stream we were doing at the time before we started doing them outside. We were like, you know, everyone was stuck in their houses. So I recorded my part of the music and I knew the tracks and everything. And I said, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring on, you know, the first sax player. And I was like, you know, are you there? Can you hear me? It was all scripted, man. It was scripted. And then I edited it that I brought him into the, like I dragged his camera into the thing and everything, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, he was like, hey, can you hear me? I was like, yeah. So I had a full-on conversation with this guy because I started the conversation, left the pauses, he filled them in. And I was like, you ready to do this? He was like, yeah, of course. And I dropped the first track. And like, but there was 2 sax players and me. So it was like we were having a three-way conversation.
Yeah,
but we filmed all the parts individually.
Oh, post-production.
And then I edited it all. And it looked like I brought them in on live. And people were going,
how the hell were you doing that?
DJs were going nuts, being like, how are you doing this with no latency and all of this? This is before the technology that is today. I was all pre-edited and it just looks so slick and clean.
And it was live. So it was like,
and it was live and they were just like, yo, he is, and I'm like DJing with 2 sax players and like letting me split screening it. And again, going back to the perception thing that we talked about in New York, we made all these cool perception for marketing. And again, it boosted the company. And then we went and did some of the outside stuff. There was a couple of people already doing the outside stuff, which I thought was great, but they weren't doing it in Scotland. So I was like, we'll do it up here.
We'll do it in your area.
So we did it up here. And then we also used the drones and we filmed it all and then post-edited it and then put it out. you know, and we're live on Facebook. It's Saturday night, like at deck kind of vibes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was filmed on Tuesday afternoon in the afternoon, and like one I tell you one mate, one thing, right? This is funny, man. Right, so we filmed this video at this venue, and it went live on our page. This is when you could do cross posting. It went live on our page and the venues page, and people were like, "Oh, we better get down there now." And then people on the page being like, "That's not allowed. I'm sending the police." And I remember the police turned up to this venue, and there was no one there.
Good,
'Cause
good,
obviously-
good.
But my point is, it's like we weren't there. We'd filmed it days before.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
one of the things, mate. See the one that you're talking about on the roof, right? I'm bad with. I was bad with heights. I've now got a lot better. But I was bad with heights at the time because there was no safety involved in it. And we're on top of this roof, and the sun is shining as hell.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. You can see it's bright.
Mate, one of the biggest mistakes I made was saying, "Oh, 'cause Friday night. It's Friday night. It's Friday night. It's 2:00 in the afternoon on Wednesday.
Yeah,
and
big
Friday
sunshine.
night, big sun. But also it's pissing rain on Friday, and people were like."
What? Bro. This doesn't.
What? No, people were like, I'm like, what? The pissing rain in Fife, and we're like, we're at Friday night in Fife, and we're like, so I learned from those mistakes. Not to, it was like it's also 6:00. It's darker.
It's
sun's
darker.
Setting,
It's almost like it's
I am sweating.
It's not matching.
Yeah,
It
man.
doesn't make any sense.
Mate, those were fun times, eh? Do you know what I love about the? I've not had a chance to fully deep dive into the other podcast because, like you're saying to the rest of the world, this is perception.
Yeah.
You know, today's date is sometime in February. We're recording this. I don't know when this is. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. We may as well be honest. Not going to bullshit the industry.
No.
I've not listened to any other podcast yet, so I can't tell you what they're like. I said at the start of the show, you're doing a great job. That's because I like to bloody hope so, and I've been enjoying the shows. But it's going to be my honest opinion. But my point is with that is, and I've totally lost track.
No, perception. Perception.
Yeah, but there was a reason. Shit.
It was perception.
This is it, right? I don't know what the other podcasts are like, but I enjoy these with you because we just talk, like we're saying, a lot of random crap, and eventually we'll get to something that's relevant. We're now an hour and 10 minutes in, and we've just totally diverted. I don't even know what the question was. This is what I mean. We're talking with you. Is this what the others have been like? Or is it just me and you that just go, hey, let's talk about that? Oh, so it was sunny in Fife one day, and it's now...
We made
Do you know
our
what I mean,
way there.
though?
We made our way.
It's like a
I won't know what to leave in and what to take out.
Fortnite. What's one of those Minecraft maps? It's just... Yeah. Come with us on a journey to learn some DJ tips from some guy who's done a few bits. And on the way, you'll hear about how he conned an old industry into believing that he was live on Facebook, and then DJ's messaging me, and I'm sitting there being like gaslighting the shit out of them, being like, "Oh, it's just a new technology, pal." Because I didn't want to give it away, and then the next day I was like, "I feel really bad. It's all fake." You know what I mean? I'm a fake. You know what I mean? Though? This is, what even is this? What is this podcast? I love it. I love it.
What's going on?
What is going on, eh? This, mate, I don't know, man. I enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. Listen, see if anyone's still listening. They probably all
crying, bro.
down, man.
I'm crying, bro. If I'm crying, I'm having a great time.
Do you know what? Do you know what I would love to do? Sorry, this is totally off the topic again.
Go.
I would love to host an episode of your podcast, interviewing you. I think that'd be a really cool thing to do. Welcome to the Mobile DJ Mastery, where we're now going to hear from 2-4 chat about a lot of shit. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
No, I think it'd be really. I think people want to hear your story, and rather than me making my own goddamn podcast and doing it once just to interview you, why not I do yours? I'm off. Cool. I mean, it's probably everyone's going to offer to do it.
Let's book that in. No.
Yeah.
You've said it. Let's book that in. Let's get that done. Let's do it.
But let's drop a few episodes first. So I can hear what the hell you're talking to people about. Because I ain't got. I mean, I'd be chat GPT in the whole thing. What are the questions that I would ask another DJ about how they started their business?
No, I think
How
the
do you
questions would
deal
be-
with a dodgy accountant and VAT?
I think there will be some.
How much
questions
do you
automatically
charge?
have.
Are you in the
How much are you
Facebook
making?
groups
Are you-
complaining? How much are you making, mate?
Quick side
Do
note.
you have a Lamborghini?
Quick side note. I hate those Facebook groups. I
should have. Mate.
I don't go in them.
I use. I mean,
all.
can I be straight? Right. This is
Please.
like. See, there's just sometimes there was a moment. I've stopped now, but there's a moment in my life where I was just trolling everybody in these groups, right? Because again, I realized it was wrong, but there was someone like, I'm looking for a DJ, and then they'd be like, some guy posted about it. I think you shared it. Some funny thing the other day. Just comments, right? And then I would just put, pick me. Like I would just start being like hello.
Because that's what it's like, isn't it? That's what it feels like.
It
You're
is,
like,
but I was like, it's just like it's. But so listen, there's a DJ up here that has made his business from those groups,
wow.
right? So I can't slate it. He has got a strategy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He has got a strategy and it is incredible because at the end of the day, he's making his money. He's getting his gigs. He's not charging cheap. But his strategy of controlling those groups is, chef's kiss. When I first seen it, I was like, because obviously coming from a business marketing point, I was like, you smart bastard.
Yeah.
Right?
When you see it, you're like,
Right?
oh, that's slick. That's slick.
I was like, he has got his wife in the group. His wife and him run the company together.
Wow.
They are amazing couple. I've met them multiple times now. Awesome people, right? I've never seen him DJ. I'm assuming he's very busy and he ain't cheap. So I'm assuming he's great. Lovely guy, right? His tactic and his way of using the groups is his wife promotes other people in the group. So not only has he got his past brides all being like, use him, his wife is on the other posts commenting, saying, use this person for the florist, use this person for this and this person. And in
like a
return,
recommendation
when someone asks for a DJ, he's got his past brides that are like, he is great. And then he has got all of the other suppliers been like, use this guy. So when you go on a post, when you go on a post and you see, use this, looking for a DJ, and if you're seeing 20 recommendations for that guy, and if you're interested in getting, it's a no-brainer. Inquire with him, and if he's the right DJ fit for you, you're going to book him.
You're going to book him because it's been said by 20 people.
Listen, so I'm not a fan of the groups. We generally don't. I'm shouting like we.
You're getting passionate.
I'm being passionate. I'm not a fan of the groups. I don't have the time for it. But that business model, like, it just shows you there is something for everyone to find their niche in this world, and he has got that nailed. And I respect that hustle so well, and it's been done so cleverly, and I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's those little things that do catapult the people. Those different, and that the thing. From the last 10 minutes, I think we've been speaking, perception should definitely be the take home. And, you need to try to put yourself so people pick up the perception of you that you want them to pick up. But also what's more important is that you must deliver. You don't want to have a perception of you're something, and then when it comes to delivery, you can't deliver that service or product. So make sure your perception is as high as it can be, but also make sure you can deliver the goods also, man.
I was just saying, I just realised I was like, the microphone's covering my face there. I was back to this whole raising the table shit. I was like, hello, hi, my podcast. Mate, I'm like
welcome
Tony
to my
Stark.
podcast.
I'm like Tony Stark here, man. With all the gadgets and gadgets. Anyway, listen. Is there anything else you want to ask? Because I feel
we are actually gonna wrap because we are at time. We are at time. What the main things I want to say?
We're out of time an hour ago.
We are out of time. One of the things that you mentioned, Euan, which I think I hope a lot of people do take as well from this talk, was risk. You've taken a lot of risk in your time, and luckily that risk has paid off. Don't get me wrong, there has been sometimes the risk that you've taken, especially looking at the VAT bill, you've had to pay for that. And I think what is a good thing as well is that you was able to pay it. There's something that I say, even with my debt with chasing the sun, I was able to pay it. Do you know what I mean? If you are not able to pay it, or you can't find a payment strategy, I never paid my life straight outright. It was just under 60K, and I've had to spread that over years. Yeah, bro. Me and my
Mate,
business
it wasn't
partner,
easy, man. I
we
had
put
to
in
see
60
the money in the
60.
company,
So
and it wasn't
yeah,
good.
yeah. So
you know, it's hard.
yeah, 100%. And how it can feel, because when you're in that financial, like you're seeing it, your heart doesn't sink into your stomach. Your heart goes beneath the earth. Like you can't. It's like you're looking at these numbers, and these people want these numbers now, and you're seeing numbers you've may never seen. Someone wants a mortgage deposit for a London flat now. And you're like, oh my God, I wanna die, I wanna
Yeah.
disappear. Do you know what I mean? So I think being able to stomach that is another massive positive, and it shows people that if there's anyone that's in a financial difficult situation, me and you have both been in some crappy financial situations, but we've pushed through, we've stayed true to ourselves, pushed through, and we've made it out. So I
Made
felt
it,
like you had to
fam.
say something.
Made it.
Yeah,
I
we
just
made
said we
it.
made it.
We made it. Do you know what I mean? So it's possible. It's possible. It's
It's
possible.
possible.
It's possible.
Anything's possible. Like I said, go back and DJ in the field, see what happens.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? See what happens. You never know. Anything can happen. All right, Euan, is there anything that
We're
you want to
wrapping up.
say?
We're wrapping up. We're doing
before you
another
shoot?
episode. So we'll do another one. Eh?
Well,
Same.
we've got to
I don't want to
do.
hear any more questions. What?
We've got to do. You're going to be the host. We're going to do one where you're going to do
Yes,
the intro,
yeah.
like yo, sure, I want a mobile DJ. Like, yeah, you're going to be the host, and I'm going to come in. You're gonna be like, yeah.
How do we get the Dan? Ah, man, next time. I'm
Go
gonna
on.
have the.
You know what? Yeah, I was looking at getting the roadcaster, but then someone said like I've got something called a stream deck, and apparently I can use that. I can map it to use on any platform, and hopefully I can get it to work. The only thing I don't know
Nice.
about this is because this is an online platform. I don't know, but yeah, someone was like, "Nah, man, you don't have to buy another thing."
Yeah, there'll be something you can do.
Yeah, there'll be something you can do, so we can get a sound effect machine inside, man. Euan, man, bro, thank you so much for your honesty. Thank you so much for your transparency. Thank you for everything that you shared today. Even though I know we've gone on a bit of a tangent, I feel like it was fun. I'm not going to edit loads out of it. I want to keep it raw because this is.
You
it's
never
real.
even answered the question, by the way. Do you know that? You never answered the
What was
question.
the question? What was the question?
Exactly. What was the question? That's
was
what
the
I'm going to be
question,
asking.
bro?
The question was: are all the other podcasts like this, where it's just
No, they're not. No, no, they're not.
they're all streamlined and everyone's so professional and like
No,
straight
not
to the
even.
point, and then it's just
Euan,
me
yeah,
just being like, yeah.
I'm
I
going to
just
tell
sound
you
like
now.
I
Who
sound
you
like an old
remind me of.
man with a stick, just waving.
So there's another podcast, and this is another person I want to introduce you to, and it's Daryl. His name is Daryl. He runs a company called Sweet Vibe Events in Essex, and his episodes, when we jump on, is similar. We start to, it just goes a bit mad. I'm like, when I do a show with him, same like I've done with you, I need tissue because I'm going to be crying. I know. I'm going to be laughing. Let me get the tissues close so I'm not just streaming with tears throughout the whole show. But no, what I love about the shows, everyone's got their different personalities and all different personalities come across because we've got so much different listeners. It's good to try and have something fit for everybody. So yeah, there'll be a lot of people that will just be listening to this laughing with us. Do you know what I mean?
You'd like to hope so, or I'm getting seriously cancelled. It's game over. Mate, this is just the once it's online, they ain't coming. I'm worried. Oh.
Yeah. Once it goes up, it goes up. Yeah, once it's up, it's up. You just got to be like, oh my. But no, I think.
And I thought we chatted a lot of crap in the last podcast as well. Eh? I thought we did that for a bit, right? And then
I
we got
think there
to the
has
point,
to be some because I don't want my podcast
Does
just
there?
to be because it has to have authenticity. I don't want my podcast just to be like this is a
It's,
podcast just about facts and we are
what's-
just going to give
what's it-
gems.
No, what's it called when you put the some of the juicy gems on TikTok, right? Cut up. I think, I'll listen to that. You know what I mean? And then it's just like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like,
This
that's
guy's
what
just
what's
wasting
it
my
called?
time.
It's enticing them. What's it called when they do that?
What, like a
I
hook,
can't-
like a something
Nah, I
to
don't
bring
even
them
know
in.
who cares. It's just like false pretense to coming
False
and thinking.
pretense. It's actually rubbish, to be fair. It's actually absolute crap.
Yeah.
But anyway, Euan, just to wrap up, is there
Yes,
anything that you want to say before you come on for?
I think I've said enough, mate. I think I've said enough. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Follow me on social media.
Well, yeah,
Do you know
follow
what?
us on media.
See before I go, I'm gonna bring it right back to what we said at the start. If anyone is actually looking for any advice, like seriously get into, I know we have rambled and I have probably went off on 1,000 tangents, but I promise you, if you're looking for some advice, like I'll give you a helping hand. If anything, my personality's shown through in these podcasts, which is great.
That's what I want. That's what I'm more about the
That's it, yeah.
personality. I don't want us to. We're not
Yeah.
stiffies, Euan. This is what we're like when we meet up
Nah.
anyway. So if
I
anyone
know.
wants to meet us in a room, you're gonna
Yeah.
get this, and that's what I
You're
want
gonna-
people to have. That's the
A
experience.
waste of
I want you to
time. Nah, we promise to help. I really do promise to help. If you are needing any advice in your business, you actually referred back to Pat Mulligan. I tried to give him a few tips and hints on the phone a couple of weeks ago as well. So not sure if he's went and done anything about that stuff there, but time will tell. Again,
time will tell. Time will tell,
you know,
definitely tell.
people, even him, a guy that is well seasoned, should we say, in this industry. He is still looking for advice from some of the younger cats, and even me. I'm looking at the guys that are 5 years below me, starting to come in the scene. I'm like, right, cool. You know, how do I get you on board? How do I pick your brains, and how do I stay relevant? Especially like I know we haven't even touched on music, but there's one of the DJs that works with us who is very good at playlists and music and helps the whole team out, being like, this is what's popping this week, this is what's popping this month, track is trending, have a look at this, is getting plays. He's the one that's doing that for us and sending me the stuff, being like, I think you should start to consider, because realistically you can't play the same stuff over and over again. You have to include some
You
stuff.
have to keep it.
So,
Yeah, keep it fresh and funky.
yeah. There's a guy called Kai on TikTok. I've seen him. Is that his name? Kai? I don't have no idea. He's like, he's doing a couple of bits and bobs, and he's suggesting songs to play. Some of them, I think yes. Some of them, I think no. But again, it's personal preference.
Preferences, yeah.
But some of the songs that he suggested, I'm like, I like that.
I think I might have that. I might have a look at that. Yeah.
Just while we're on the topic of that, I ended up on a live stream on TikTok the other day for posh DJs. Just came across a live stream.
Not posh DJs from America.
Yeah.
The ones that that DJ
they got
Bar used to work for. He works for DJ Bar. I don't know if Bar's still with them, but I remember.
No idea. I just came across them. They were on. I've seen their content before. Because they've had some huge
high
viral
energy.
hits.
High energy. Yeah.
Like
Sparks.
us, but
Yeah. Same sort of stuff. Hands in the
I
air, all that.
seen they were on live and they were testing new songs. Mate, I sat for it for like 45 minutes. Just
Oh, right. So they was on a live, just going through music and stuff.
just going through music, having like, you know, and they had the DJ set up here, and then split screen they had the Serato, and they were showing the songs. They were like, you know, because some people are like, oh, what's that song? Listen, didn't have that many people in the live, but it didn't matter. They were, I was vibing. I really enjoyed it, and it made me go, oh, I quite like that song. So I went and checked out and I downloaded it. So
Okay. Yeah, posh DJs, man. That company's they're sick. Even they are. I and if anyone knows, I'm a big fan of DJ Bar. Like, he's
great guy, man.
He doesn't do as much content as he used to, but that guy, the amount of gems that he gave me when I used to listen to this guy all the time. If he put a YouTube video out, I was stopping what I was doing. I'm listening to the whole thing and checking out the links. And a lot of the things he said, his transparency was next level. He was telling you how much he charged, telling ways. It told you everything about his business. And there's so much people in there that are like, DJ Bar. I'm like, I get it, bruv, because you was one of the realest online, too real for TV, as some might say.
Yeah.
But yeah,
cool.
We're gonna wrap up here, man. Definitely gonna have you back to do a Switch interview. I think that would be quite fun and funny as well. Once again, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys have got some gems for that. Euan will be back shortly. Well, not shortly. Well, we'll be back soon. And when you're there, we're gonna do the role reverse thing that we said, which I think will be very, very interesting.
Thank you very much for having me, man.
No, man. Thank you for coming on again. Make sure, guys, you head over.
I'll see you next year. I'll see you next year, man.
Yeah, 2026.
That's the next time I'm speaking to you. I've had enough.
Oh my God. Hey guys, make sure
Wrap the episode. Come on.
we're gonna wrap it up.
Press
Make
it.
sure you like
Press
and
it.
subscribe, share, all those kind of stuff, man. Likes, do all that good stuff, guys, because the more that stuff happens, the more we continue. If that stuff dips, then we start to think, do you know what? We've had fun. We've got so many episodes online. Let's just leave it there. I don't want to end up doing that, and that will only happen if the engagement and stuff stops, because the engagement tells me whether you guys are liking these things, enjoying these things. If it doesn't get engagement, I'm like, let me pack it in and just carry on DJing and not talk about it. and just have conversations with you and on the phone. It'll be fine. But I
Just
thought
save
we'd change
yourself
it
the
for-
hassle, mate.
Just save yourself the
delete
hassle,
this.
the uploading,
Delete this
just
now.
get rid of it. This is just
Oh, yeah.
a
This was nice. Me and you. No one else needs to know. Great.
Yeah, this is cool. We'll just keep this to ourselves. But if you are getting major keys from it, make sure you share, like, do something, whatever it is you're happy with. At the end of this episode, while this episode, either press the plus, press the heart, press the share, press one thing. Just do one engagement, and I'll be very, very, very happy. Other than that, same time, same place, next week, mobile DJ Mastery, more gems, more banter, more chatting rubbish, all that good stuff, and we're gone. Peace. Me.